To understand how all of this happened, we need to travel back to the spring of 1898, to one of the most consequential and underappreciated years in American history. Spain had once controlled the greatest empire in the world. At its peak, Spanish territory stretched across South America, Central America, the Caribbean, the Philippines, and beyond. But by the late 1800s, Spain was a fading power, and its colonies were restless. In Cuba, a fierce independence movement had been fighting Spanish colonial rule. The United States watched with great interest, partly out of genuine sympathy for Cuban self-determination, and partly out of significant economic interest. American businesses had invested heavily in Cuban sugar plantations. Then, on February 15, 1898, the USS Maine, an American battleship anchored in Havana Harbor, exploded. 266 American sailors were killed. The cause was never definitively established, but American newspapers, led by the sensationalist journalism of William Randolph Hearst, blamed Spain. The rallying cry became, "Remember the Maine." The Spanish-American War lasted just 113 days. It was, in the words of Secretary of State John Hay, a splendid little war. The United States won decisively on every front, and when the fighting was over, the world had changed. Under the Treaty of Paris, signed in December 1898, Spain ceded Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines to the United States. Cuba was granted nominal independence, though American influence over the island would remain strong for decades. In the span of a single year, the United States had transformed from a continental power into a colonial empire, with 4 million new subjects scattered across the globe. And unlike previous acquisitions like Louisiana or Alaska, these territories were not on a path to statehood. They occupied a legal no man's land, and the Supreme Court would soon make that official.
This is just the beginning. The U.S. flag has 50 stars, but the full picture of America is a lot more complicated and a lot more interesting than that. Watch the full video on History Niche.